funky music. Okay.
Mopping to
Do it.
Yeah, we're all here. Welcome to Tuesday night, the Nielsen ratings, 10 o'clock. Gord King has got a stream on today. So I know some of our regulars are going to be torn, but it's all good. Me and him talked about it last night, and he promised I need to do it a couple more times this year. Otherwise, I'll burn his house down. So it's all good. Welcome, everyone. We're back. Been an interesting, trying week for me. But, you know, still alive, and I don't live in Gaza. So I remember these things every day. So we're going to be talking about the films and shows that we've been watching this week. Some new stuff, some stuff that goes way back before the dawn of time. But yeah, so let's get into it. But before we talk about the more film stuff, I just, you know, because I've been involved in this case, just want to give this a bit of a mention. So for anyone who's been following the post office scandal, or also known as the Horizon post office scandal, which I directed a play about called False Accounts, which the brochure is up there. There you go. Yeah, some rather earth-shattering news dropped today because people have been leaking recorded messages, recorded conversations between post office lawyers and then post office CEO Paula Venables. I've just put the link in the chat. You can watch this at your own leisure. Channel 4 News dropped this today. It's only about 3 hours old. Conversation with Venables talking with Susan Crichton, who was then the lawyer for the post office. This is her. And that's Paula Venables. And they're both admitting that not only did Venables know about the cases of miscarriages of justice where innocent people were or had been wrongly prosecuted, in some cases sent to prison, but so did this lawyer as well. And the fact that neither of them admitted that at the time, I need to tell you, is a criminal offence. And then Paula Venables went on to lie about it in front of the Select Committee for Business and Business Industry Standards in Parliament as well. So she lied in public, and she needs to go to prison. So I'm just adding my voice, and so does this solicitor as well. I doubt the solicitor will, because they always waggle out of these things. But yeah, this has all come to light, and I do suggest people click on that link in their own time and watch and listen to that recorded conversation. You will be shocked beyond belief. Very interesting. So let's go back to more entertaining things and see what we've been watching this week. Blue, you've been getting down with Godzilla and Kong again.
Mm-hmm.
So did you see this at the cinema?
Of course. I checked out, and of course, with my good old Regal app, I got a free IMAX ticket, and I mean, it's free. I'm not going to complain about a free IMAX movie.
How many people were there?
Sold out. It
was a packed out.
It was sold out, and you know, it's it's one of the films where it's going to be controversial for certain people, but I got to say, right now the audience score 93%, and so far they say maybe the biggest opening of the year.
Right.
And I would just say, you know, it's like people, anybody, you, me, we all walk in, we know what kind of film this is going to be. I'm not expecting Oscar-winning performances or a plot that makes any kind of sense, but if these guys know their audience, and judging by the audience score, the positive reaction, the box office, hey.
Hey. Sorry, I thought there was more coming.
There's not much I can say about it. It's King Kong fighting Godzilla for the second time. Godzilla's
third time if you count the original 60s movie.
I mean,
isn't somebody said it's the first monster buddy movie? Is that not the case then? Are they not teaming up?
I seen a tweet that was like, they called this, this is like the first kaiju buddy cop movie.
I mean, they are teaming up, but it's definitely, I mean, there's been like 40 something Godzilla movies. There's definitely been a few where, you know, some of these monsters are buddies. This one definitely does have buddy cop vibes, though. I definitely, yeah.
You've seen it, Stupenzo, as well.
Yeah, we talked about it at great lengths on Monday. And then we also, I also talked about the 98 Godzilla movie on Cannoli's channel.
Yeah, I caught a bit of that with you guys last night. That's the one with Matthew Broderick, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
afraid so.
But guys who made Independence Day, they were kind of hoping to repeat their success, and it didn't really work.
No.
I think the biggest thing that was funny about the new GXK Frozen Empire, whatever the hell, it, you know, I just, you know, really tried to get through that Monarch show, and it was really boring and long, and you know, not that great. And
I want to
all the mechanics of that show are thrown out the window. This idea that like you go into the hollow earth and it like you know there's time dilation, none of that is a thing anymore. They've totally forgotten about that. And it's kind of like what we were talking about on Monday. It's like it's the problem with these multiverses where you have multiple writers writing multiple movies. They're all supposed to be connected, but they're not watching the other movies, so they don't understand. They forget there's like crucial details that they leave out. There needs to be a continuity expert on these movies, man. It's bad.
That's what Dark Hour said. So he's like, same thing. He's like, there's no one paying attention.
Why is Godzilla wearing the gauntlet from the Marvel?
You mean
film?
King Kong?
Oh, King Kong.
Oh,
well,
he gets hurt.
Yeah.
So it's a medical thing.
Yes, honestly.
Right.
And top it, well, in Lance, it could be, you know, guys, for what it is, it's stupid, yes, but the humans, they understand at this point in the franchise that King Kong, he's not the strongest. And actually, the reason this was actually a prototype, because they say during the film, maybe dumb, but like King Kong, we understand the fact that in many ways he's outclassed, and at some point, Godzilla and Kong will fight something that they can't handle, and we're trying to help them basically power up, because it's true. I mean, even in King of the Monsters, it took Fukunawa there, I forget his name, the actor who's been once has let them fight. They had to hit Godzilla with a nuclear weapon to power him. I think it was Fukunawa.
I like this poster actually. I have to say this is kind of cool. This charcoal.
I gotta say, the more Blue Collar tries to explain the plot points, the stupider it sounds.
It's true.
Like if you just say, he's got a metal hand because it's awesome, it makes him stronger. You know, that sounds better. But if you try to explain, well, you know, there was a Project Powerhouse where they were trying to manipulate the kaiju to make them. No, please stop. What I do gotta say about the hand, I mean, the movie kind of gives away the whole plot in the trailers.
Oh yeah,
you know that King Kong gets his ass kicked by a big monkey, and then he goes and gets Godzilla's help, and they go fight the big monkey and big ice turtle together. And that's pretty much the whole movie.
Lance, right there, that's a great scene because the little monkey bites him, and come on, you don't care about spoilers. He takes a little monkey, he's beating other monkeys with a little monkey, like basically like almost like a nunchuck. And, and
he does use little monkey as a weapon.
And every kid in the theater was roaring, laughing, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What happens to the little monkey after
he doesn't die like I thought he was? I thought he was going to definitely get killed right there.
He's a little bit battered and bruised. Me, who doesn't want to be used as a billy club? No?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The movie's stupid as hell, but it's not like insulting. It's not cringe like so many other stupid movies that come out these days.
Even
it doesn't like make me angry because it's so stupid.
For kids, like that scene that Lance was just showing with right there, like the little monkey. There's an older monkey getting bullied by a big ape, and King Kong gets in his face, and he grunts and pushes him. King Kong just goes like that, knocks him out one hit, and everyone's cheering because he's bullying the other monkeys. And that's a good lesson for kids. If you see a bully, punch him in the face.
Well, I'm not like jumping out of my seat to want to watch this, but I mean, hey, I guess mindless pizza movie with beers, you know.
Oh, it's definitely better drunk. I'm not going to debate that.
But were you entertained? Were you not entertained?
100%. Like, you know, I still like other people like you, Lance, and Critical Drinker, and I even listened to Chris Score and Film Threat, and he goes, I'm not going to lie, guys. He said, I watched -1 like 5 times, and this appeals to my inner 8-year-old. My nephew is 12 years old. He will have a blast. He's going to see it today, actually. What this film was made for 8 to 10-year-olds. It's simple as that, man.
I thought we'd agreed on this channel not to mention you and Chris Gore in the same sentence.
No, but he's a great guy, though. And but I do like the whole, like, even he said, guys, I'm not going to lie. We all know it's a dumb film, but I went there with a packed, sold out theater, and every kid from 10 to 15 was clapping and cheering and laughing their asses off. And kids are like, oh my God, Godzilla. Oh my God, King Kong's got a big, glove. Godzilla's glowing pink. And it is. but Enzo knows this. When
like all the 15-year-olds are clapping and one 40-year-old sad man in the theater.
I was the only person
named Blue Collar Loser.
Yeah, like at one point, Godzilla he gives King Kong a suplex. And we're like, why not?
Yeah, there's also pocket sand in the movie where King Kong throws some pocket sand in Godzilla's face. That was funny.
Right.
There was definitely a few parts where I was totally taken out of the movie and I just started laughing at how stupid it was, but I was enjoying it.
The director, I'm not even joking. At one point, Godzilla, he's sleeping in a Coliseum, Lance, like with his tail curled up like a cat, and he goes, he got the motivation from his cat. And why wouldn't you want to see Godzilla sleeping like a cat? He's purring. And
dude, my cat Yellow Man reminds me of Godzilla, dude. He's got this very like Godzilla face. It's big.
Is this the Godzilla containment area?
No, that's actually pretty cool. This is one of the entrances to Hollow Earth. They have these like gateways that they got set up.
Okay.
Yeah. And really cool soundtrack. Adam Wingard, who did The Guest, which is another movie I really recommend. Blue Collar, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
I've seen The Guest.
The Guest rules, but like just like The Guest, it's got a great like synthwave soundtrack. A lot of 80s rock hits and 80s like or current day 80s style synthwave music. Real fun. Didn't take itself too seriously. Like the first Bryan Cranston Godzilla.
My kid's 16. He's like, Dad. He's like, are they playing Kiss? Like they're playing Kiss. Why they give King Kong? He has a toothache, and he gets.
No. They're giving him his hand. They play "I Was Made for Loving You," and I was thinking, man, they should be playing "Love Gun." That's a better Kiss song.
Yeah, the pink spikes. Is that an LGBT friendly Godzilla? Or
well,
no,
I had heard rumors that Godzilla dies, and this is actually Godzilla's daughter that replaces him, and thankfully that's not true. No, Godzilla actually Tiamat is a new kind of a monster that you've heard tale about, and he kind of makes an appearance in this movie. But basically,
isn't Tiamat the 5-headed dragon in Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon?
Oh no, there is another. Yeah, there is a dragon named Tiamat from Dungeons and Dragons. You're right, but this is a different creature. He's kind of like a big flowery sea serpent that has intense pink radiation that Godzilla basically is going to harvest for some stupid reason.
And there's also a sea turtle of some description. You said.
No, it's like a snow turtle, ice turtle. I don't know. He's like a giant Godzilla, quadrupedal Godzilla that breathes ice.
They have showed that because Godzilla's been around since the 50s. A couple times in the 60s and 70s, he was glowing pink. So this isn't the first time this has happened, and I know that's the unfortunate the current climate we live in. Like, oh, is this an LGBT thing? No, he was pink in the 70s. This is not.
No, I was.
Pink can be a manly color.
But no, you're right though, Lance. People have asked that because it's the internet. Like it's just some kind. Because this is the problem now. We're so used to political messaging, and no, I mean this is for all accounts, it's not what people would call woke. It's not. It's Godzilla versus King Kong. How do you put a Mary Sue into that?
Well, to be fair, there's only 3 white men in the entire movie, and 2 of them die immediately. And every scientist is a female of color. So I thought, that doesn't bother me, but I just noticed these things. Like
this is like Studio 54 Godzilla. This poster, I like that.
There you go.
Okay, well. So, what would you give it out of? Did you see it, Northern? Sorry, have you seen it yet?
No, I've not seen it yet.
No,
I don't really get around to watching new films that much. I've been busy doing other things as well. So yeah, it does look like it could be a good
doing YouTube videos to watch films. All right. So, what would you give it out of 10, guys?
6, 7.
I mean, for most people, Lance, for me, it's hands down a 1 out of 10. But if you have, I'm saying for most people, like there's people who say, Chris, I'll never watch this shit. I can't blame you. But as somebody who grew up like with Enzo and you, Lance, with the rubber suit Godzilla and baby Godzilla, if you have some alcohol or maybe some herbal assistance, it's like a 9 out of 10, hands down. It's just if I get drunk, this movie's fantastic.
Well, you are drunk most of the time. So
is that why you like all these movies, Blue Collar?
I watch Avatar 2. I drink a whole bottle of blue liquor while watching Avatar 2. I'm like, this is the greatest movie ever made.
Drink Hypnotic.
Dude, I like Avatar. We'll have to have a debate about that on here one day. Which Copacabana will definitely have to.
Lance, and everyone chat. People at this point, the Fast and Furious franchise, they keep popping them out, and you don't go into Fast 10 expecting anything what you're getting.
I stopped watching those after. I think I saw the one they did after Chris Walker died because I just felt that's where they should have ended it. I saw the one after that with the submarine chase under the ice. It was terrible, terrible film.
The only thing I'll say, Lance, for move on, like someone said in Facebook, which I agree. Isn't it cool we live in an age, though, that within a 6-month time period, we got Godzilla -1, then to like Godzilla versus Kong. Just the fact that these characters are older than us, and they're still making this is going to be a $500 million movie for a character that's made.
That's how it should be with all these famous characters. But unfortunately, Godzilla is one of the only like famous characters that is actually still, making bangers. So many of these other IPs that are older characters have been ruined.
Remember the superhero fatigue, and everyone's fatigued by stupid movies. Apparently not.
Well, as a huge Godzilla fan, I am happy that Godzilla is still putting butts in the seats. I am kind of upset that Godzilla does kind of take a backseat in this movie. It is a very Kong-centric film, which is okay. I mean,
well, Godzilla Loves Kong is out at the cinemas now.
Yeah.
Check it out. Okay, so from a new film to an old one, I'm going to give this a quick special mention. The Tank Museum in Bovington has just been given a special collection, a personal collection of behind-the-scenes photographs from one of my favorite films of all time, the classic A Bridge Too Far. And this is the collection owned by the guy known as Scouse, who worked on the film, who was part of the British Army's Khaki Dozen, who were seconded to the film for 6 weeks, running the 9 Sherman tanks that the filmmakers had acquired. And you've got a whole load of behind-the-scenes photos. The entire collection is now at the Tank Museum in Bovington. So you might want to go and check that out. There is also The Making of Bridge Too Far coming out soon, which is a book which I've got on order. The writer of that book, I'm hoping to get on the channel. I've already talked to him about it, and he is willing. We've just got to work out a time. But that's going to be another one of those big coffee table books. Anyone who hasn't seen A Bridge Too Far, in my opinion, it's one of the best historical war films ever made. There's a really good HD copy of it on YouTube that you can see for free. But I'm sure most people have already seen it. If you haven't, shame on you. Get on it. Get on the case. So just giving that a plug. But I'm going to go to that museum at some point and see that collection. So I'll be giving a full report when I've done that. Okay, let's get on to some other stuff. Enzo, you said you'd seen this terrible movie called Slay that you absolutely had to talk about.
Well, yeah, it wasn't completely terrible, but it was funny. I thought it was funny. Here's what's great is if you're a trans ally, you'll like this movie. You'll think it's funny. If you're a bigot, you'll also think this movie's funny. this movie's hilarious.
I just searched for it and I saw there was a couple of titles and I thought you can't mean this one, but
nope, okay. This is the one. It's Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Plus From Dusk Till Dawn. It's
oh my God.
4 super annoying drag queens are booked at a desert biker bar on accident. They don't realize that it's a biker bar and they're not too keen to these trans type characters, drag queens. And of course there's vampires running around too. So they run around and basically have to do some vampire slaying. And it's very, very cringe and hilarious and not too offensive. You do see a lot of they do show these dudes in their underwear a lot, like bending over and stuff. A lot of offensive shots like that you don't need. But yeah, and then there is a hilarious subplot about the biker bar owner, the bartender. He's actually dabbled in drag queen, and they get him all dolled up before the end fight scene. It's ridiculous. I was my jaw was on the floor basically while I was watching this movie.
Let's have a look at the reviews on IMDb.
Oh boy.
Very fun. I wish I could give
it
this
was
9.5 stars. 10 is reserved for your absolute favorite.
Here's what I will say, commending wise, regardless of the subject matter, this is a great example of like doing a lot with a small budget movie. You know, it's very, very fun.
I mean, I have no issue with trans characters in films or shows. I actually thought the show about the New York drag scene in the 80s. It ran for 3 seasons. I forget the name of it now. that show was very, very good. It was really well written and very.
It was
powerful.
it was made by trans people, by drag queens for drag queens. And it's funny because there's a lot of scenes of them like, arguing about fighting vampires outside and who needs to do what. And like these drag queens are just full throated, like man voices, like, no, you go outside and they're like 6'5", these hulking, like this one, Olive something or other is massive, like just a massive person. And I don't know. It was very, very strange. And did it say RuPaul at the top? Is RuPaul involved in this movie?
This new horror movie sees
these people are from RuPaul's Drag Race. I see. That's where they got their fame. Okay, that makes sense. The movie was very stupid. I mean, I give it like 2 out of 10, but I definitely enjoyed watching it, as stupid as it was. And like I said, if you are into representation and all that, you'll like this movie. But if you're also like a bigot, a transphobe, you'll also find this movie hilarious. I'm not joking. Like, you'll find this movie funny as hell. It's very stupid. The vampires get killed and they explode into glitter. That's also funny.
Sure.
They explode into glitter. only in this film.
Oh, also, look, this is the bartender in the back. Like, he's like a grizzled, like white-haired, big bearded, like, country guy. And they turn him into that before he goes to fight vampires. It's like, dude, it's going to be kind of restricting outfit. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's not designed for vampire combat. So Slay is available now.
It's one of those things where you could tell they came up with the title of the movie and just kind of like wrote it from there. But also, I got to say, one of the other funnier aspects about the movie is vampires. If you're an asshole in real life, you'll become an asshole vampire. If you're a cool person, you become a vampire. You actually just become a cool vampire. You become a good guy vampire. So,
well, I mean, when you become a vampire, you're still the same personality, aren't you? You just want to eat, like, you don't blood. That's what you want.
Yeah.
I want more vampires at bars. So.
Okay, so Slay is available now on Tubi for free. If you're in the UK, you can't access Tubi. So.
I wouldn't recommend paying for this movie. That's for sure. I mean,
okay, but otherwise, Enzo had a good time. Northern, tell us one of the things you've been watching this week.
The British classic gangster movie, The Long Good Friday, with Bob Hoskins and Helen Mirren.
Those people interested, I've done an episode of Chew the Fat, Long Good Friday, when I was doing them with Matthew Holmes fairly regularly. When we were both at work for a while, we were able to do that on a fairly regular basis, and we were doing pairs of movies, and we reviewed and did a deep dive on The Long Good Friday and Rise of the Foot Soldier. Long Good Friday is many people say it's the best British gangster film of all time. I would agree. Started the career of Helen Mirren and Bob Hoskins. P.H. Moriarty, who's on the left there, came to see my third play. I met him. We talked about this movie. So was that the first time you'd watched it, Northern?
No, it's the first time I watched it in a while. Plus, it was Good Friday, so I thought, why not? Seems like the perfect movie to watch during that day. And I like how Bob Hoskins is very likable as a gangster. He's trying to go legit. He's making connections with the mafia to do the same thing, but a lot of people in his crew are getting killed off, and he's trying to find out why. It's crazy.
Yeah, without getting into spoilers, I've got the vinyl soundtrack behind me, actually, and it's
great soundtrack. Bloody amazing soundtrack. Where he walks in from the airport, and that's so awesome.
The film has what I would call a very risky opening, especially for a film this was made, I think, in 1980, and it's basically no dialogue, a massive long visual sequence that lasts, I think, about 7 minutes, that sets up the entire story, and you don't quite know what you're seeing. You're seeing various people having meetings, money being delivered, changing hands, somebody getting killed, then somebody else getting killed, people getting arrested, all these different scenes taking place in smoky pubs and sort of, country cottages in the middle of nowhere at night. You're not really sure where you are, who you're watching, or what's happening. You don't quite understand it. You just know some shit's gone down. And then as the plot reveals itself, all of that stuff you've seen at the beginning, it all becomes relevant. It's one of those films you need to watch it again straight away as soon as you've watched it for the first time. Enzo and Blue, have you seen this movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good.
Chris?
No, I haven't, sorry.
Chris, add that to your homework, please.
No problem.
Yeah, watch this in Chinatown back to back. You'll have fun.
Yeah. Those cranes are now historical monuments in London's Docklands.
Nice.
They're preserved. Those cranes are still there. Yeah.
What are they for? I mean, aren't cranes like for like building stuff?
They were for unloading and loading ships.
Oh, dock cranes. Okay.
Yeah, but
now they just sit there.
Those cranes, they're actually from World War II, and now they're historically preserved, so they're still there. That's all where London City Airport's all built now, right behind there. So, yeah, this is a superb film. I've also met Paul Freeman, who's in this picture, who most of you will remember as Belak from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right, of course.
Yeah. He's got quite a short role in the film because he didn't last very long.
There's another good actor as well. I forgot his name though, but he plays Jack Sparrow's right hand man in the Pirates of the Caribbean. He plays one of the guys that Paul Freeman was flirting with at the beginning of the movie.
Bill Nighy? No, wait.
You mean one of the
guy
in the gay pub?
Yeah, the one who talks like this.
He's like a fat guy with a beard.
Yeah,
portly,
real young though. He's real young in it.
Of course.
Yeah, there's also if you look in this photo, there's Bricktop. Yeah, from Guy Ritchie films. I think he's still going. Sadly, Carl Howman, who's drinking the champagne there, I don't think he's still with us. And the actor playing Parky, the copper who's sitting in the front, this was his last movie. He was diagnosed with cancer whilst this was being filmed. So yeah, he passed away right afterwards. Young Pierce Brosnan in The Long Good Friday. That's when the bomb's gone off. That proper is old London Docklands. That pub was being demolished, so they blew it up for real in the film. Yeah, iconic shot. Yeah, it's such a good film, man. Really is. I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but you know, you really, really want to see this movie. I've got a great copy of it on. I forget if it's Blu-ray or DVD, but it's got a shitload of extras on it. Nice. In this scene, one of the kids, there's a load of kids that offer to like look after his car while he's visiting someone. One of those kids is Dexter Fletcher, who produced the film about the TV series about the making of The Godfather. So it's quite funny, and Bob Hoskins saying that's how I started, small acorns and all that. In this scene, and he was kind of right, because you know that was one of Dexter's first acting parts, and he's massive now. So, and it's set in a London that doesn't exist anymore. All of these areas have all been completely renovated. Like all of this, these warehouses here, those are all private flats now that have all been converted. That the building is still there.
It is kind of a running theme as well, like the London that it used to be, but no longer exists anymore.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it is. It's very. It's a time capsule. This movie. It's really interesting to sort of see the landscape of London, and it's funny how he's visualizing the London we have now in the film. That's what he wants to see. Paul Barber, who's in this scene, who's like his grass, was an actor that was known for a TV show called Brookside. He presented me with my first award for the Hillsborough play. It's coming out in a couple of weeks, which Enzo helped me do the cover for. Thank you again for that. Yeah. So funny that Derek Thompson wore a jacket very similar to that in Casualty for about 50 years.
Yeah, I didn't know it was it was
Nice.
the guy with the grey hair in Casualty. I don't know why I did not notice that.
Yeah,
Until like a couple of weeks ago.
yeah. This is like the only acting role I know him for outside of Casualty. He's been in like Casualty forever, and I think he just thinks this is a good job. I enjoy it. I'm quite happy to stay here until they kick me off, you know. And you know, as an actor, you can understand that. Why not?
Dude, I hear that girl from Grey's Anatomy, the one who plays Dr. Grey, she's like one of the richest actors alive right now because of that dumb show.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. These poster variations are kind of cool to see, aren't they? That's a good one. I like that one. With the burn. Yeah. So that's the original poster where Helen Mirren looks absolutely terribly drawn.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she plays a really good gangster mole as well. She's kind of she's almost smarter than the other guys, but she never makes them look stupid either.
She comes from society and he comes from the street, and that's what makes them. Oh, look at that! That's a Canon video cover for Germany, I think.
Rafifi.
Yeah. I give The Longer Friday 9 out of 10 for anyone who hasn't seen it. Northern, did you want to offer a rating?
9 out of 10 for me as well.
Anything else you want to say about it, mate?
Well, yeah, it also goes to show just how what a great actor Bob Hoskins was as well, because he wasn't a conventionally good-looking guy, but he had a good look to him though, and the way he spoke as well. He had a very natural way of coming across on screen.
Yeah. The Yanks, I've shit them.
I like that line as well, where he says, "The Yanks, they are at home until there's a bit of, like, they don't feel at home in England until there's a nice bit of snobbery, is they?" And Helen Mirren goes, gives them a sense of history, doesn't it? Very funny little, and you do buy them as a couple as well. They do feel very genuine. They got some really good chemistry together.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, if you haven't seen it and you're watching, you should. One of the best, definitely the best British gangster film ever made, and also just one of the best British films ever made. I may do a best of British and put it on there, but I have already done a Chew the Fat on the Long Good Friday. I know loads of stuff about the filming of this. I won't go into it all now, but it's all on there. So do go and check that out if you want to know more. Okay. Enzo, what else you seen?
I watched a pretty good movie. I watched two pretty good movies called which one should I talk about first? Let's do
I thought Slay was the pretty good movie that you watched.
No. I was like ironically enjoyed it.
Enzo recommends.
Enzo recommends, yeah.
Well, there's Lousy Carter. Let's talk about Mama Cruz first, because that was a weird one that I did enjoy. It's a little indie film from Mexico, I think, or Spain.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't know where I saw it on. Let's see where it's from. Mama Cruz, one word, Cruz. You can watch it on,
Yeah, I think I spelled it wrong in the.
Don't even wonder how I watched it. Just know I watched it the other day. I got a special screening copy sent to me by happenstance.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a foreign film from Spanish Venezuelan. There you go. So it's a Venezuelan movie in Spanish, and it's about a very old strict Roman Catholic woman who goes to church all the time, and her and her husband are just kind of living their senior years in not poverty, but they're living in Mexico or Venezuela or wherever. They're doing all right. And their granddaughter is here to stay with them because their daughter is an actress, or a dancer. She's doing dancing, and she's got tryouts and auditions and all this stuff. And she's kind of unloaded the granddaughter onto grandma and grandpa so she can, take care of them. And it's grandma finds out about the iPad and starts learning how to use the iPad. And then she slowly starts like becoming like tempted to watch like pornography.
Of course.
She kind of like sexually awakens. She tries to start having sex with her husband, and her husband's like very weird about it. He's not into it. He's like, who is this woman? You know, what's going on? So then Grandmother Cruz starts hanging out with this kind of like a woman's support group for old ladies. She starts like she basically gets some gal pals, and these gals are a little untethered. They're not strict Roman Catholic, let's put it that way. And I don't know, it's basically a fun movie about an old lady kind of just finding herself sexually, and it ends in one of those kind of like how The Tale of Two Cities or what's the book? What's the one that what's his name? The guy who shot John Lennon. He went crazy over. Catcher in the Rye. Yeah. Catcher in the Rye ends in the weird like nursing scene, right? This movie kind of ends in a scene kind of similar to that, where it's just like the movie's pretty cute and pretty fun, and then it ends, and you're like, what the hell was that last scene about? Anyway, still a good movie. Thought it was and also just a great little indie film, low budget foreign film, short, to the point, says a lot with a little plot. You know what I'm saying? I like these movies that make you think.
This is the actress who plays the lead. Presumably that's an older photo of her. She's been around since 1953.
There is a pretty cool scene where she's like getting all turned on looking at old photos of her, of how like hot she was. I was like,
right.
She's looking good.
She played one of the main characters in Money Heist, which of course is a very, very popular show. I still have yet to watch this. I really should, but
Money Heist.
When I first heard about it, the only version I was able to see, because I didn't have Netflix then, it was dubbed.
I only have one question: is it a movie or is it a show?
It's a show, Enzo, and it's got about 7,000 episodes. So
it's 7 hours long, and it's just like, why?
What would you give out of 10? What would you give Mama Cruz?
Solid 7, solid 8. I don't know if like maybe your grandmother or mother should watch it, but don't watch it with her. You know,
no. I feel like I want to see this. It does sound.
It was good.
Sounds kind of cool.
It was pretty fun. And it's like one of those movies where you're like watching an old lady like sneak out at night to get on her iPad and look up fucking smut, and you're like, oh, you're like, yeah, I don't know, it's fun.
Smilex is saying he read that as Monkey Heist, and I wish it had been Monkey Heist. Maybe
I would watch that movie for sure.
I would. Yeah, that sounds like a film.
The question is it like a band of monkey robbers committing a heist, or is it humans like stealing a bunch of monkeys for some reason?
Or humans training monkeys to perform a heist?
There you go. You ever see Monkey Trouble, where the little girl has the little monkey that's been trained to pickpocket?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's a cute one.
Sorry, Northern, did you want to say something then?
No, I go for the monkeys doing the robbery. That would be my pick for the plot.
Okay,
they were trained by humans. Lance is onto something. That's a good idea.
Give me one of the others you saw, Stupenzo. You had a couple more.
I'm just picturing monkeys running into a bar like whoa, 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 like with guns like pointing at everybody. Anyway, the other really good one I saw was another little indie film called Lousy Carter. I'd never heard of it. I just kind of watched it on a whim just because I like the main actor who was in Slums of Beverly Hills and a bunch of other stuff. But he plays the lead in this one. Can't remember his name for the life of me. He's
no, I know exactly who you're talking about. David Krumholtz.
There you go. That's him. And also Martin Starr is in it. This guy who plays Roman in Silicon Valley. And so I was interested in watching it just on that. And yeah, this was a very witty, funny movie. I love comedies that are scripted. I don't like comedies that are just, actors ad-libbing for hours in front of a camera and then they cut like a 10-second joke out of there and call that a scene. I hate that. This movie is fun. It's about a kind of a man baby. He's a professor who teaches a graduate class on The Great Gatsby, which in itself is like funny. They like a lot of his peers make fun of him for that. Like, why are you focusing on such a stupid book? It's just weird. And he basically gets a prognosis that he has like 6 months to live. So he starts like trying to like hit on one of his students. And the movie is hilarious and self-aware and a little cynical, but it's just it's very understated. So I think if you watched it kind of, with the subtitles on and a keen ear, you'll get a lot of laughs if you're into it.
It's got Stephen Root in it, he's one of the actors from Office Space that I'm going to do an episode.
Yeah, he's great. He's like the therapist. He's doing like a weird like German accent the whole movie. There's a great part where, like, for instance, Carter, his name is Lousy. It's like his nickname since school, so everyone calls him Lousy. Lousy Carter, he is on therapy talking about how he's having his dream. And Stephen Root starts like making fun of it. It's like, oh, dreams. We don't really talk about dreams anymore. It's like, I thought you're like Jungian. Like, isn't that your whole thing? And he's like, nah, I'm not into it anymore. I kind of don't care about dreams. It's just funny stuff.
There's Stephen Root from Office Space. His character is
that guy.
He's based on. Yeah, he's
Milton.
a great actor.
I just wanted a piece of cake.
He's also the voice of
get a piece of cake.
Yeah, he's also the voice of Bill on King of the Hill.
Yeah,
yeah,
a lot of stuff. He's great.
What would you give Lousy Carter out of 10?
Solid 8 out of 10. Solid 8. It was fun. It was fun and simple, and a lot of actors you recognize, and it was cute. I enjoyed it.
Well, we had a great episode on Sunday, which myself, Chris, and Northern were on.
Great Easter present. I loved it.
Yeah, well, we did our 5 days at Memorial Special, and I didn't think we were going to have any of the guests on for that show. I had a couple of people scheduled. People had to drop out, and people for whatever. But at the last minute, the actor who played Emmett Everett came on. Damon Standifer. He was an absolute legend.
Oh yeah,
and we talked to him about
really nice guy.
And I mean, so rather than us talking about the show, we really let him do most of the talking. I'm going to show you guys a quick clip just now.
I miss you so much. If I could run to you right now, I would run to you. But I can't. I can't be there right now. But my love is there. My love is always right there with you.
I love you too.
And I'm still waiting for a woman to say that to me. Now, that was Damon at the end there, and it's him playing Everett, who sadly died as a result of what happened at the Memorial Hospital in Hurricane Katrina. You guys have now watched the whole thing. I don't know if Stepenzo's seen it as well. Not yet.
Not yet.
But, yes, Northern, let's start with you because you just finished watching the last episode today.
Yes, I did.
What do you think, man?
Yeah, it is a very heartbreaking program, but it is very well done. And that last scene with Vera Farmiga, God, I really wanted to punch their character. I really did.
Oh, do you mean the scene at the kind of like the evening,
yes,
the speech?
Yes, Jesus Christ. What a bitch. You just want to slap her when she was giving that. You really don't.
She's saying, oh, yeah, we couldn't, no more night helicopters could come. And then she gets the award. I think she gets some kind of award, doesn't she, or something? And there's a big applause. And she comes down and the doctor says to her, yeah, that's an interesting version of the events that you told. Yeah, as long as you believe it, your conscience is clear, I guess, or whatever, something like that. So, yeah. But I mean, it's such a good show, though, isn't it? It's like, I really love all the different dichotomies that you, as the audience, are presented with, like
That's just in Lance. The beginning, it's like it's very interesting. There's so many different sides because you're like, wow, these people they're out of food, out of supplies, out of medicine. Then, like you said, once you do the investigation, wait a second, there's a whole bunch of water over here, a whole bunch of food over here. I thought you guys were out of everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, where was the communication that you know? I mean, it just seems like there was a terrible lack of leadership, and then also confusion because you got a hospital within a hospital run by a different company. The corporations themselves that own those hospitals did absolutely fuck all to help them.
Yeah.
This is part of the amazing set that they built, which is just an incredible set. I mean, oh my god, it was.
I'm glad you shared those behind the scenes stills because as I'm watching it, because they mixed, you know, actual footage with this stuff, and I'm watching like, how did these guys build something like this? And then you show the sets, and like, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the acting as well. I don't understand how come no one got nominated for an Emmy for performances in this show. It got a special effects nomination. This actor, for example, I mean, we'll talk about some of the cast because we really didn't get into that because we there's the set. That's the set at night. This is all a big water tank constructed especially for it. And you had a couple of like half-built buildings that they just false fronts for it.
Dude, they should make Infamous movies, Infamous 1 and 2, and like, do that. There's your set right there for part 2. Nice.
Well, this was originally going to be the next season of American Crime. You know, they did the O.J. Simpson trial, then they did the one about the psychopath guy that was murdering the homosexual men. I forget his name. And he was like America's Most Wanted at one point. Killed like about 8 people. That was season 2. Yeah. This was supposed to be season 3. And I think it got dropped by the network. They thought it was going to be too controversial. But I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't. Yeah, it's not the Jeffrey Dahmer one. That's not part of that show was not part of the American Crime season. No, it's the young. No, it was the young lad, Hispanic lad. He's the guy who. Shoots.
Wait, let me just look it up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. But he's the guy
American Crime Story, 3 seasons.
He shoots the famous Italian fashion designer.
Armani.
Yeah, he shoots Armani, doesn't he? He goes up. And
Versace, the assassination of Versace, the O.J. Simpson. There's also an impeachment one. Oh boy.
But yeah, so going back to this, the cast in this are amazing. You've got Robert Pine, who's been in absolutely everything. He's been around for ages. Playing one of the doctors with a conscience, and when he leaves the hospital, he's kind of not convinced he's doing the right thing. Cherry Jones is the hospital admin. Aderi Pero Adui plays Karen Wynn, one of the key nurses. She's fantastic. Vera Farmiga is amazing as Dr. Anna Pow, who's the doctor that euthanized a load of patients. And I had, I'm still hoping to get on the show Raven Dowder, who played Angela McManus, who was forced to leave her mother, forced by sheriffs to leave her mum during this, and that scene is in the show, and it's that scene is absolutely utterly heartbreaking. Let's take a quick look.
Come on, everybody out. Hospital's being evacuated.
This is my mother. I'm not leaving my mother.
We are evacuating the hospital.
Help her. Nobody's gonna help her.
Look, you can either leave on your own or you'll be charged with trespassing.
I'm not leaving her. I don't care what happens to me. Just please let me stay with my mother. Please.
Get her out of here.
No. Wait. Let me say goodbye. Let me say goodbye. Please.
Say goodbye.
They're making me leave the hospital, so I can't stay with you.
tell you what, I was reaching for some tissues, man.
I can tell you, Lance.
Yeah,
it's like when you asked me to make that scene because it's definitely longer by to cut it off. But
yeah.
And somebody my grandmother, she passed away for hospice, and actually in this house, I was holding my grandmother's hand as she's dying, and I'm watching that scene. Instead, I'm like, oh man, it's like this is the reason I'm drinking watching this show for.
Why does it's so on brand for Lance to do one of these shows and just bum us out?
Well, listen, dude, all of my personal work has been about social injustice, and on every one of these shows, if there's a show that covers that kind of topic, I'm going to talk about it.
I can't tell you how many times we bring up some actor or someone, and Lance is like, "Oh, he just died."
Yeah,
just like,
that guy died last week.
Like you said, that's a scare part, Lance. Is that number one, I have Apple. I didn't even know the show existed, and
it's this dropped in the summer of 2022. I had quite a lot going on. I was also away, so I completely missed it when it dropped. It's 8 episodes, and as Nick says, it's worth every moment. So it's not a movie; it's a TV show. Listen, I can't recommend it highly enough. I give it 10 out of 10, honestly. So,
like you said, as the post office affected you, and I'm American, I'd know about that. It's the same thing. This doesn't affect you guys, but as it shouldn't be about American, British, African, whatever. It's the human element, and that's it's like, so how like the post office was bothering you. This is exactly how I feel, and it's a tragedy in its own way, different than a post office, but still messed up how both our governments just really mess shit up.
It is a really good show, and one of the things I really like about it is, even though you're going to hate some of the characters in it, it doesn't come down. It doesn't push a certain narrative on you. It just gives you a factual narrative about what's known. There's also a book you can get on the same subject, hugely more detailed. Northern, did you want to say anything else about it? Because I think you watched it as well, found it pretty moving.
Yeah, it's not an easy watch. It really isn't, because you're in there with them. You almost feel as drained as everyone else is in that hospital, especially by the time they get evacuated. I mean,
yeah. And I think they found about 45 bodies in there afterwards, of people that were still alive before the floods hit, and it just all went to shit. So good stuff. But as Enzo says, it's not a date movie. It's not a date TV show, rather. But it is well worth your time. Stepenzo, what was the third film that you saw that you liked? You said you had 3. There was another one. I
said 3. Yeah, Lousy Carter. But there was a fourth one that you said we didn't have time to. But the fourth one was Robin Williams, Being Human. I'd never seen that one. That was weird.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I had never seen it. I'd heard about it, but it's basically Cloud Atlas, but way less pretentious, and starring Robin Williams. It's basically some interesting story, or 4 or 5 stories taking place like 4 or 5 different timelines, and they all star Robin Williams, and they're kind of loosely connected. I mean, I guess the main connection they're all kind of stories about romance and family and longing and loss and all that. But you've basically got him as a caveman where his wife and children are kidnapped by other cavemen. And then you have him as a slave in, Jesus Christ times. And his master is John Turturro, and he's kind of like a buffoon. And then there's also him in some kind of, Victorian times where he's running around dating an Italian woman who doesn't even speak his language. And she's got 2 other kids from a previous marriage.
I'm guessing that must be this bit.
Here you go, right here, yeah. And
then there's also like the Highlander timeline,
right? And then there's another time where he's like a what's the word I'm looking for? A pilgrim, a settler, colonial, and they get shipwrecked. And it's interesting because Jonathan Hyde, this whole stuff, they're like shipwrecked on an island or some kind of a place that they don't have any supplies. And it's interesting because Jonathan Hyde plays one of the other shipwrecked people. Jonathan Hyde was, you might know him from Jumanji. And
he was also in the Titanic movie.
Right, he's in Titanic. He's doing a lot of stuff still, turns out. But he played Robin Williams' father in Jumanji. So them having scenes together was interesting. And then, then there's like a present day story about him. He's kind of like a kind of money guy running around trying to, he has his kids for the weekend and he takes them out to the beach. And it's just like one of those movies that was just real simple and fun. I don't know. Had some good moments.
Do you know what? I thought I'd seen every Robin Williams film. And if I have seen this one, I've forgotten it. So I need to watch this. It's so hard, man. I find it so hard watching his films. Dead Poets Society is one of my favorite films of all time, but
because he's dead,
I can't get through it now. It's just because of how he went out, and
it
really, I don't know. You really felt it. It was
I thought the way he went out was pretty baller, to be honest.
No, but yeah, sure. But look, the circumstances and
he ruined so many younger people's days in he ruined so many people's day in a one fell swoop. He so many people were traumatized from that from now on. It's hilarious, honestly. I wish that if I were to kill myself suddenly, that the world would just be darkened. Everyone would be like, oh no, people would never get over it. That's amazing.
Well, it's funny because the day that it happened, I remember everybody on the subway in London, the tube as we call it, everyone looked so depressed.
Of course,
you could see it, man. It did hit people.
Well, his was shocking because it's a suicide. But I think what's even more baller is the David Bowie, Norm Macdonald, where you just surprise, I've had cancer for the several years and you didn't even know about it, and now I'm dead. That's whoa, because that's honestly pretty awesome. It's a very rock star thing to do, David Bowie.
Isn't that our actor from
Vincent D'Onofrio? There you
go. Full Metal Jacket Potato.
Yeah.
Edgar suit. I always love him in Men in Black wearing the cockroach wearing an Edgar suit.
Oh yeah.
What would you give Being Human out of 10?
I gave it an 8 out of 10. It was just it's one of those movies that it'll affect different people differently, I liked it.
I also like Moscow on the Hudson. That's a film a lot of people haven't seen.
That's a good one.
Come back soon.
What's the one with him and Walter Matthau? Spies? No, Spies Like Us. Is that it?
No. Robin Williams is not in Spies Like Us.
No, I'm thinking of a different title. But it's Walter. It's him and Walter Matthau. Is that Moscow on the Hudson? No.
No, I don't think that's that film.
Hang on.
Did you watch his or Robin's Wish? I want to check that out sometime. That documentary.
Let's have a quick
it's
look
the Survivors. I'm sorry, the Survivors.
The Survivors. I remember that.
Yeah. 83.
That's a pretty good film that most people have forgotten about. That's kind of fun, that movie.
Yeah,
that was 80s, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go.
83. Yeah, that movie's one of those ones where I rented it based on the cover alone. I was like, "What is this?"
It's got a couple of fun scenes. Sort of, I don't think the premise is quite well realized as it could have been, but a Michael Ritchie film. Your basic survival comedy. Well. Hey ho, Jerry Reed's in it as well, late Jerry Reed. So okay. Northern, what else you been watching?
Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Good stupid action movie. You just can't help but love how stupid it is.
I saw it at the cinema twice in the same week. It was they made a big deal out of this new Blu-ray cut. I think it's in the other room.
Smilex is dead on right here. Robin Williams with a beard equals serious. Robin Williams shaved equals a comedy.
Wow, it's
Robin Williams was boss with a beard. He did. Yeah,
that is true. Here is an excellent photo of look how young he looks here of Arnold with Jenny.
Yep.
So Alyssa Milano, because she's still acting, I think.
Yeah, but she's been saying a lot of really stupid political stuff.
Yeah, she's lost all good favor. She's lost all good favor with most of us with her tweets.
Right, what's she been doing? What's she been saying?
She just says dumb stuff all the time. Yeah. I mean, She's one of those NPC celebrities that just like parrots talking points and doesn't have any kind of. She's blatant hypocrisy. I don't know. She's kind of a dum-dum, and I get it. She used to be hot in the 90s. I mean, she still is good looking, but I mean, still, you're a celebrity. You have this amount of favor. Like James Cameron, he still has good favor with us, but he keeps mouthing off and saying stupid shit. Eventually, that favor will dwindle. But he's still in good terms with all of us. But like when you start getting like Alyssa Milano, or who are the other ones that just like can't shut up every time they make a tweet, they just like ruin their career just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go back to Commando for a second. A couple of interesting things. So the house where the bad guys sort of main house is, that is the same house that is used at the end of the miniseries V, and is the visitors headquarters house in Los Angeles. It's also the same house where some of the scenes for the film The Sword and the Sorcerer were shot, believe it or not. So, for example, the internal courtyard of what is the castle in The Sword and the Sorcerer is the same house as where Commando was filmed. So there's my useless facts of the day. But yeah, this film is great. But I bought the new Blu-ray because it was like new director's cut, blah, blah, blah. It's got 2 shots in it that are different from the other version that I own. Literally, like one guy gets a limb chopped off that you didn't see before. And I think there's another shot of somebody getting shot in the head that wasn't in it previously. That's it. Apart from that, it is exactly the same. So really glad I paid that extra money for that cut. But yeah, it's very watchable, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't take itself too seriously. As long as you're okay to ignore any sense of common sense or logic, you're in for a treat.
I like the way that when he's firing the guns in the big battle at the end, you see the tops of the rose bushes getting shot off, and I always wondered how they did that.
Flowers.
Yeah. So I did always wonder how they did that. I wonder if that log is. What do you reckon? Is that real or is that a plastic?
Oh,
log?
He's a lumberjack and he's okay.
That's
pretty
real.
sure it's plastic.
No,
I mean, it'd be easier to get a real wooden thing, and Arnold Schwarzenegger probably would be like, "Nah, let's do it. Let's do this. I can lift it for real." But just knowing the way movie makers are, it's like you got a prop guy, you got to pay him. He's here getting paid regardless. You might as well make him work. So yeah, make a fake tree, please.
Plus, you got to do 5 takes of it, and it's hot. So I like the fact that in nearly every Arnie movie, there's usually always a shed or a basement that's got a door that when it pulls back, there's like 20 guns on the wall.
My favorite is End of Days, because he's like doing the suiting up, grabbing all the guns to like shoot the devil. It's the stupidest thing in the world. I'm gonna fight the devil with guns.
Did you guys read, and I'm sure it's bullshit, but at the time the movie came out, I might be the only person on this panel that saw it at the cinema, but there was a big hoopla that he did this stunt for real. He dropped off. It's him dropping off the wheel into the water. Now, I think he did this part of the stunt for real, i.e., he was on the underside of the plane and hanging onto the wheel. But I'm not sure he did the drop from the actual plane. This is when that security guard says, "Do you want to see me kick some ass?"
And he sees him and he's like, and he's one gigantic motherfucker.
This is one of the few times, I think this one and Total Recall. I think Total Recall was the last time we ever saw Arnold run, because like his knees are destroyed from bodybuilding. So I think this one he runs a little bit. In Total Recall he does some running, but I don't think he's done any real running since then. He has like stuntmen doing it for him now.
Yeah. I never really understood the logic of why he rode ashore, just wearing this tiny swimming thong.
Because why wouldn't you?
Well,
something for the ladies. All these guys are dragging their girlfriends to this stupid movie. Might as well.
He's attracted to me.
Yeah.
Dude, that's nothing. It's not like at least it's not like Action Jackson where he's like for some reason oiled up, all the time he's all glistening.
Yeah.
He's got a nice like sheen going on him, but it's not like he's covered in canola oil or whatever. Ugh.
Did you guys also notice like there's a core stunt team of about 20 guys in this movie and they reuse them again and again in this?
You can tell.
Yeah, you can see like sometimes it's like they've got a hat on. Okay, now you're going to be the same guy, but without the hat on. Now you're going to be the same guy, but with a big tash.
Yeah, it's kind of it's hard to you don't really notice these guys' faces when they're getting stabbed in the abdomen or having a what was it like some guy throws like a saw blade into the dude's head.
Yeah, yeah, the guy that gets that blade in the
man.
head, he's one of the ones that's in it about like five times.
Yeah, that's the drinking game. Is like who died the most in this movie.
I know people have done the body count. This is when he shoots all the tops of the flowers off, and
I love the fact he never reloads.
Well, he's got chain ammo, but the thing is, like, you've seen this, like, people try this where you do the spray and pray. You never rarely hit your targets. You've got a bunch of dudes in formations across a field, and the bad guy does the arcing motion, hold the trigger back, and just like sway from left to right. You're gonna like wing one guy in the arm. You'll be lucky. I mean, you'll be lucky if you put any people down that way.
I think Dan Hayder is still alive. This guy.
He's terrified of this machine gun. If you go back, that's why he's wincing when he's firing that machine gun in the play. Like he can't keep his eyes open when he's shooting it. It's funny.
Yeah, that's real blanks for no CGI there.
Yeah.
Vernon Wells, crazy as
God.
Yeah,
and he's done a few interviews on YouTube.
My
lately.
favorite gay villain ever.
Yeah, this guy
he's in love. He's in love with John Matrix. He's like a scorned lover.
Is that the subplot to Commando that we?
Yeah.
That's what I've retconned in my head. Yes.
I can't wait to rewatch this. We watched it once on Enzo's channel, but I want to do my channel with like the whole.
He does, I mean, with his clothes, he does look like he's just stepped out of a gay club.
He's wearing a chain mail vest. I mean,
and a leather waistcoat,
and leather fingerless gloves. He wants to. Yeah.
No, the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Come on, the best part of the film. It's like he's got the knife.
Freddie Mercury mustache. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I don't need the gun, John. I don't. Right there. That's the best part of the fucking movie.
Let off some steam.
Bennett. he knocks him with like Enzo said, the chain mail outfit into electric fence. Like it would have exploded.
Even his name, Bennett. Like it's just not.
God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a funny guy.
One of the things I always liked about this movie was like the opening. Where they come to his house and Matrix's house and basically say, hey, some of your team have been killed. I'm going to leave these two guys here with you. Are they any good? Well, yeah, they're the best, but not as good as you. And then, so 2 minutes later, he's off in his helicopter. And literally, it's like, we're not going to mess on any small talk with the script. Next shot, sniper fires, kills one of them. We're straight into a gunfight. It's
John Matrix is like, I'm starting to think these bad guys wouldn't have found me if you guys didn't come here to tell me you needed me.
He told one black soldier, which out. He's like, they're downwind. He goes, how do you know downwind? He's like, you smelled them? He's like, I did. And like, wait, what?
I can.
Yeah, no, they should know this stuff. They're supposed to be the best as well, aren't they? They're supposed to be the best bodyguard, and they get killed like that.
Yeah, this is the two of them here.
Oh god.
Yeah, they're taken out like pretty quickly. That's a nice house, though. Wouldn't mind this house. Nice views. Well, all right, let's move on. Obviously, Commando, classic. We like talking about the good old films as well.
Yeah, check out my WeWatch for it. It's hilarious. It's the only one I think Lord Toxic's been on.
I have seen this film, Drew Gordon, Eastern Condors, with Sammo Hung and Yuen Bio was probably influenced by Commando. It actually absolutely was. That was at the video store that I saw, and man, it's a nuts movie. Darth Plato also saw Commando in the theater. So way too many cops in that mall. Yeah.
It's like an army of them. Just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. So let me remind myself a couple of other things I've watched. Okay, so just going to tell you about a couple of things I've seen on Netflix. Most of you will be able to check them out if you want to. One show I've been watching, I'm on the last episode of it now. I used to watch this show when it was first on. I think it used to be on terrestrial before Netflix came on. It's called Unforgotten. It's a British crime show. One of the reasons I watch it is because one of the lead actresses in it, Nicola Walker, who's seen here on the right, fantastic actress, she lives right round the corner from me. One of the times when I bumped into her and said, "Oh, so what you got coming up?" She said, "Oh, I've just done this show about old cold cases. I'm a grizzled policewoman trying to trace murder victims from cases of 10, 20 years ago." And I like my crime stuff. That sounds good. So I checked it out. I'm currently watching season 3. Now, I have to say that it does feel like that sort of show that's put on made for Sunday evening viewers, like Cadfael and Midsummer Murders. It's got a bit of that vibe. I feel it could be grittier. But if you like it's not true crime or anything. This is all fictional stuff. But if you like that kind of thing, police procedurals, pretty good standard of acting. The writing is okay. But it is very sort of standard Sunday night fare. But the actors always really go for it. So I get it. So it's above average for sure. Yes, I believe she was in Spooks. I think that's right. Possibly as a guest rather than one of the main characters. I forget. Everybody I know has been in Spooks. Man, that was the show that everyone was in back in the day. Yeah, it's pretty good. Anybody else watched it at all? Just me?
No.
Well, it's worth seeing. Okay. Season 3, I kind of always, I tend to find out. I'm pretty good at sussing out who the murderer is. So, that's always kind of annoying. I'm like, yeah, I think it's going to be that person because you're trying to direct us to everybody else. So it's definitely going to be the person you're not directing us to, because it's always full of like lots of red herrings, as we call them in the writing industry. So that's Unforgotten. I want to mention one other thing as well that I've seen. Let's talk about, seeing as we've got it. I just saw this today. Literally just finished watching it about half an hour before. The jury's a bit out on this one for me. One of my friends is in it. Actress Susie Wokemer, who's fantastic actress. Beautiful Game with the wonderful Bill Nighy. It's just dropped on Netflix this week. Has anyone else seen it before I rattle on?
Nope. No, it's the first time I'm hearing of it.
So it's the semi-true story of the first group of English lads who went out and played at the Homeless World Cup in Italy. What is the Homeless World Cup? Well, it's the World Cup of football for homeless people. How they ascertain who plays for these teams, that for me was a key part of the ingredient of this story that was missing. We follow our character Jimmy, who's the black actor at the top there, Michael Ward, fantastic actor actually, and he's kind of met Bill Nighy, kind of meets him, bumps into him accidentally when he's training the homeless team. And, pretty soon he's going to the Homeless World Cup. There's no real setup of how the Homeless World Cup became a thing. It's just happening. We don't really learn that much about most of the team members. There's a scene where we get a bit of background on each. We don't see how they're found. How are they selected for this homeless football team? Do people just go out on the street and say, "Hey, have you got any football skills? You could be going to Italy"? I mean, all of that stuff, which I think is actually, I kind of want to know, how do you pick a homeless football team? This is a pretty interesting challenge, isn't it? That aspect of it is really like not in the film. It's really just, these are the characters and they're off to Italy. And it's sort of a bit of a semi-jolly with some serious bits in it. So I feel like it's feels like half a movie. It feels like it's the second act of the film, and we don't get the first act, if that makes any sense. So can I give it like 6 out? I give it a worthy 6 out of 10 because it's trying to. I didn't even know about the Homeless World Cup. I think it's a very noble ambition.
Yeah.
The film's kind of fun, but I feel like this film could have had a more powerful message than it's got, and it's also kind of forgettable. Bill Nighy's always great in absolutely everything he's in. He's never given a even below average performance in my view. I don't know who the redhead is on the right, but hey, hello.
When I lived in Austin and worked on the drag, the West Campus area where all the homeless people live, all the young homeless people live there. They're like runaways and heroin addicts. They all had walkie-talkies, man. They were like connected. They had like a network going. It was weird. It was like organized crime almost. It's crazy. But yes, the point is, if there's like having auditions for like some kind of soccer team, the homeless people will find out about it and make it there. They'll get there.
But but there's no audition scene. There's no context to any of that. There's no.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not talking about the show. I'm talking about in real life. Like if there was some kind of thing like that, they'll find out about it.
But I'd like to see that scene. In fact, there's an American team in the film. That'd be really good. Vex Electronica popping in the chat to say hi. Yeah, I mean it's okay. It'd be interesting to hear what other people think of it. I just think it's sort of okay. These guys go to Italy. Yeah, some of them are slightly dysfunctional because of their past, which we find the bare minimum of about. Okay, it's not about their past. It's a show, a movie about the homeless World Cup, but we don't have any context to that. Who set it up? How did it come about? Whose was the first idea? What were the challenges in setting up a homeless World Cup? How did they find these teams? How did they find these people? I feel like there was a film to be made about that, and we don't get that. We kind of just get, we're going. We get bare minimum introduction. We're going to Italy, and then the rest of it is all set in Italy, and they play the cup in these tiny football pitches, like the ones for kids with a really small goal, and they're played like that. And for some reason, the Japanese team is the only team that's made predominantly of old men over the age of 55, whereas everybody else has got young homeless kids on their team. It's I don't know. It's a bit of a strange movie.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, Darth Plato says in California, homelessness is incentivized. Okay. Yeah. So I know it's a massive problem in California, the lure of Hollywood. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Some good actors in it doing their best. Just, I feel that there was a bigger message here for this film that didn't quite crack the surface, sadly. But wanted to give it a mention. It's not terrible. Watch it yourself and see what you think. The other thing that we've watched this week that me and Blue Collar Loser have seen is the final episode of The Ones Who Live.
Yeah.
Blue, do you want to tell us your thoughts? And
well, thank you for recommending this show, because like many people, The Walking Dead hit a point where I just kind of stopped watching it and I wasn't sure what to expect. And yeah, it's only 6 episodes, which I think was very smart to make it only 6 episodes. If they want to do more, I'm fine with that. I guess it's up to Andrew Lincoln. And like people have talked to said that it seems like Andrew Lincoln, he didn't like want to quit Rick Grimes, and obviously he didn't. The guy's like, look, it's been 10 years. My kids have seen me twice in the past decade. I want to take some time off and go be a family man. That happened with Supernatural. Jensen and Jared, like, guys, we're 15 seasons in, and we were 25. Now we're in our 40s. We kind of like want to take some time off and be husbands and fathers. And it's different when you're in a TV show at 25 versus 40 years old. And yeah, Andrew Lincoln, like you said, him and I forgot to say her name.
Danny Carrera.
Their chemistry is fucking fantastic. And my God, those two were so good on screen together. I love all of it, and I hope we get more. And to my knowledge, it broke some AMC records, so people still love Rick and Danny.
I thought it was. I mean, Drew says, "Is it good? I stopped after 3 episodes." Well, there's only 6. It really is just tying up the Rick and Marshawn storyline, but you do get much more than that. You get a kind of there's this group that are called the RCM, CRM, who are like the military faction of the biggest city that's taken control back from the zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And the CRM are basically in secret eradicating and destroying all the other communities that they're coming across and stealing their resources. There are also 2 other major cities, and they have plots to infiltrate them, destroy them, steal the children, and to keep the rise of humanity going. Yeah. I felt this scene was rushed.
I would agree. Yeah.
I thought this was rushed. I thought we could have. I mean, obviously they don't have the set for Alexandria anymore, which is why we didn't see it. But CGI. You've got. True. You could have done us a helicopter overview shot of it. We could have gone over the top of it and seen everybody. I also thought, can we have a few more of the other original cast come back for this last shot? That would have been nice. I mean, I don't know if. I don't really feel like I need to see more, but I just would have liked a bit more in this scene.
My favorite parts of Walking Dead are when the zombie kills that one guy, or when that one guy kills the zombie.
Very much.
Yeah, man, that happens quite a lot. Can you narrow it further down?
No, I'm being facetious.
Yeah, I got that.
One thing,
Terry O'Quinn is really good in this.
Oh yeah. Well, you see,
Terry O'Quinn is also good in Space Camp.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying, like the last episode, I do like they're showing when Rick is talking to Michonne, and they're showing so many different like clips from the past 10 seasons.
Yeah.
And from episode 1 until the last time him and Michonne seen each other, and it's you do know that these characters over the past 12 years have been through a lot.
Yeah. Darth thinks it was rushed. I mean, yeah, it could have been 8 episodes.
I agree. Yeah.
It could have been 8. I think 8 would have been better. It did feel like when we got to episode 6, it was like, wow, we're because I forgot it was only 6 when I was watching episode 6. And as soon as they had that plot with the putting the bomb in with all the missiles and stuff, and I thought, shitload of people are going to die right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I just like how the show turned AMC into the zombie channel. Like it's.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they haven't made much else of late. Good to see this character get her comeuppance, played by Polly McIntosh, because she had quite a big storyline going back in the day. This is all from the opening credits. It's quite a cool opening credit scene, actually. And yeah, this is the big meeting. So if you're going to have a big meeting with all of your men, don't store all your missiles and munitions in this building here, right next to where you're having your big meeting. Just going to suggest that for any future dictators. Don't put all your ammunition in this tent where all your people are waiting for their briefing. I would definitely advise not doing that. Especially if Rick Grimes is on location. But overall, good little mini series. Fills in a lot of things that people felt were unanswered. I give it 7 out of 10. Acting I would go higher, but it was a bit rushed. I felt like we could have had a bit. We could have had a bit of a bigger ending. If this is the last thing with their storyline and they're not doing anything else, I felt the ending should have been a bit more inclusive.
Yeah,
some of the other, and there I get it. There probably would have been contractual and casting and budget problems in terms of maybe getting Daryl there for a scene and various other characters. But Danny Guerrero, though, I don't know if she's ever going to top this role, man. She's so good in this part.
It really is. But like I said, these two play off each other so well.
Yeah.
Just certain actors just have chemistry. That's how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good. I know. Well, Stupendo, I can't wait to go back and watch the entire thing from the beginning, just so you can see this and emotionally it'll all make sense.
One of these years will be fun to do all the Walking Dead and all the spin-offs. Oh my God.
Yeah.
People out there that will.
We'll see you in about 5 years when you've.
It's just well, I'll wait 5 years to even attempt it once we've all forgotten about the show.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to what we've all agreed is potentially one of the best movies ever made that didn't get a cinema release, sadly, or no, I don't think it did because it got pulled. But we think that you should all watch it now because Stepenzo thinks it's amazing. I quite like the film actually. Space Camp.
Oh right, yeah.
You've just done a great video on this. And the fun thing about the video is that you were so engrossed in the movie, you kind of forgot to talk.
I had to add some jokes in the third act in post. So,
had to add it in later. Stepenzo, you want to give us a quick summary of the storyline for Space Camp for those people who don't know?
It's the movie Gravity, but with children. A bunch of kids. And when I say kids, I mean like there's like one kid and a bunch of hot teenagers played by 20-year-olds. They're at space camp, and it's not just one mistake, it's like a series of gigantic mistakes that eventually lead them to get launched into space on accident, which I understand. How the hell can that happen? Well, it's because of a little robot named Jinx that befriends Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's Joaquin Phoenix in the middle of that photo, people.
Yep. His first movie, he's credited as Leaf Phoenix. And Jinx, I'll do the Jinx voice. He sounds just like this. Oh, must send Joaquin to space. It's awful. And I mean, the movie's pretty silly and funny. And Kate Capshaw is like stunning. She's like so gorgeous. She's such a babe. I couldn't even focus on the movie. She's so hot. I want to go to space camp. I thought I was going to be taken aback by Kelly Preston and Leah Thompson, but dude, Kate Capshaw shows up with her spaghetti strap tank top and no bra, and she's like teaching these kids about space shuttles. I'm like riveted on the edge of my seat here. And the movie's pretty silly. And then they go up in space, and then it doesn't get silly. Then it's like, holy shit, this movie's like intense. So, I recommend it. And if you want to watch me and my cousin fart all over the movie while you watch it, check it out on my YouTube channel. It's totally unedited, the full movie.
Do you mean literally farting?
No. There was one movie where I did rip some good ass into the microphone. I want to say it was Three Ninjas that's coming out tomorrow. Or it was the last movie that came out before Space Camp. I can't remember, guys.
You mean Space Invaders where you're farting on a microphone?
No, that was the one. Space Invaders. Yeah, I definitely ripped a good chunk of ass in that one.
Lucky me at 4:00 in the morning.
That movie was so bad.
Those people watching in chat, and there are 10 of you, if anyone pays for a super chat now, Stepenzo will read out the entire super chat with the voice of Jinx.
Oh, Don't miss out
on that opportunity.
I'll just start reading all the comments in Jinx's voice. There's nothing stopping me. April 1st aside, it's awesome movie with Enzo's commentary. I mean, that's how he sounds. I'm not joking. Why would you program a robot to sound like that?
That's probably.
Lance, please don't let him do the voice. Oh no.
That's probably all the technology could achieve at the time.
Why don't you make like I said in the commentary, why don't you make your cool robot sound like Pierce Brosnan or something? You can make it sound like whatever.
Well,
why do you have to give him the most annoying voice in the world?
So what do you reckon that the prop for that robot is built out of? That looks like a projector on the top.
Sure.
Excuse my hiccups.
He definitely wouldn't work like in real world robot situations. He's got these little stringy metal arms and legs with like little wheels attached to him. No, he just looks like a clunky piece of junk.
Here you go. We've got a super chat from Darth Plater for $2. Yeah, you guys. Derf. Does he say that a lot in the movie?
He might as well. All robots should sound like Northern English bastard. There you go. Yeah.
That would have been pretty funny. It would be quite cool to read out the script for Space Camp, but have Northern do all the robot voice.
Yeah, and all the cursing too. He still says like "fuck" every other word. That'd be awesome.
Kelly Preston, man, she's in this.
Kelly Preston's funny because she's like the babe of the group with her, she's like kind of a bimbo, but you find out she has like total recall. So technically she's like the smartest of all of them. She doesn't forget anything that she's ever read. She's like idiot savant levels of like intelligence. So you're like, what? It's pretty funny.
The African-American actor is the guy who played Lamar in Revenge of the Nerds. He was also in Lamar Latrell's the character name. Larry B. Scott, that's his name. He was also in Iron Eagle. I think he also had a very small role as a Cobra Kai member in Karate Kid, I think.
Maybe.
He's in it. Plays the character of Jerry. He's in. Just checked his credits. Fear of the Black Hat. That's a pretty fun film, which most people haven't seen. It's kind of like the black version of Spinal Tap, but black rappers instead of a white, English rock and roll band or heavy metal band. He's still going strong. I'm not about to report that he's deceased. Please relax. But I'd actually like to try. I'd like to get him on the channel. I'd like to get him on for a chat. The last thing he did was Black Jesus. That's the name of the show, not the role he played in 2019. So pre-pandemic. I'm wondering if after the pandemic he decided to move on to other things. But he'd be an actor who'd be great to talk to because he's been around for a long time. Been in a ton of stuff. Yep. What would you give Space Camp at?
With my stupid commentary, a 9 out of 10. No, but literally it was a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. The movie is a roller coaster ride of emotions here. It is quite a suspenseful third act going on in this movie. I was convinced they were all going to die. I was like, they're not going to kill all these kids, are they? I was literally thinking that.
How do you think they did the zero gravity scenes in this movie?
It seems like really impressive wire work. There's also some pretty bad green screen effects that they do, but yeah, it seems for the most part wire work. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually, for some of these shots, like put some of the kids in one of those airplanes. That's those 0G airplanes that's doing the loop-de-loop, makes everyone float around, but that would be too expensive with the set. So I'm assuming it's just very impressive wire work. Well, or maybe they filmed it in space. I don't know. John Williams did the score, so who knows,
Larry B. Scott and I have two mutual friends in common, so I think I'm going to be able to talk to him. So I'll see if I can get him on. We can do a Revenge of the Nerds Space Camp special. This just in from Blue Collar Loser.
Oh, God. Tonight on Loser's Lounge, we're watching comedy classic MacGruber. Enzo will do this voice the entire stream. Kids, don't do drugs or you'll talk like this. I should have had a drink of water before I did that. But I'm not trying to be cute. I'm not trying to show off. That's literally exactly what that robot sounds like.
No, it is. I can vouch. I can vouch. It is true. It's so funny. Leaf Phoenix, as he was called then, looking a bit paunchy in that particular shot. Did you guys remember that other movie, Space Cowboys?
Yeah,
with Clint Eastwood and
Tommy Lee Jones.
That's kind of a. I mean, it's a bit of a dumb film, but it's kind of fun.
Is that a Clint Eastwood movie? Did he direct that one? Yeah.
I don't know if he directed it. We'll have to check, but
let's see here.
I think he was one of the driving forces behind it, but can't remember if he directed it.
Come on, man, just tell me. Why do I have to click multiple things? It is directed by Clint Eastwood. Hell yeah.
There we go. Because
Clint Eastwood is great because he makes his movies under budget and on time, and that's really all they care about. The producers, these production companies.
I mean, I had it. James Garner was in Space Cowboys. That's right. That'd be a good one to do a retro review of at some point. I'd be quite interested to see how this movie shapes up now, because don't they go up to repair some kind of satellite, and it turns out that there's actually a hidden nuclear weapon platform or laser weapon platform or something the government haven't told them about. I can't remember the entire plot, but that's what the old guys have got to go up into space because they're the only people that know the technology of the thing they have to go and repair, which is a bit.
I saw this movie I rented it at a Hollywood Video, when it came out, so that's like the last time I saw it. I should rewatch it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an interesting one to sort of look at now and see, was it just terrible cheese or is there actually quite a fun film there? I remember thinking when I watched it, this could have this film as a whole just could have been better. I don't think they took the premise to the extent that they could. That's interesting as well. This is in the year 2000. And, these are 4 old guys, and bless him, only James Garner is the only one that's passed away in that photo. The other 3 still going strong. Good on them. So I might have cursed them now, guys. They might have all passed away by next week because I said that. Let's hope not.
So on brand.
This one is 94, though. He's still going. That dude does not stop, and I think he's still directing a movie right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the reasons he's still going is because he stays so active. What they say when you retire, you're busy all your life. When you retire, boom, you're gone within a year, kind of thing, or you're gone within a couple of years. Don't retire. Keep going. But not every profession allows you to have that kind of luxury. But someone at his Donald Sutherland, do love Donald Sutherland. Great in The Eagle Has Landed, doing his Irish accent there. Space Cowboys. Well, we'll talk about that one another time when we've all seen it. Northern, did you have anything else you wanted to recommend?
No, I can think of, to be honest. Nothing comes to mind.
I have mainly been comatose this week, so I don't have anything else to say. You sure you haven't seen anything else?
Oh, damn, I'm not with it today. I really am.
I'll tell you, that's kind of where I was going with my joke there. I sensed you kind of weren't with it. What's going on?
He's in the bathroom. He's on the toilet.
Oh, he's back from the bathroom.
I'm back. I'm back. Fucking doors on the toilet. Yeah.
I checked the bathroom etiquette rule. He is back from the bathroom. So, Smilex is asking, does Enzo do that voice on his OnlyFans? I'm asking for a friend.
No, but I'm thinking I should. One of these streams, I'm just gonna come on as character and just be like, "Hello, I am Jinx," and just talk like this for 3 hours until I, lose my mind. I even changed my name. Let's see here.
Darth Plato recommended Space Cowboys. A week later, he ran into a guy again, and he execrated me for wasting my time with that shit movie. I was underwhelmed when I saw it. I was underwhelmed. But I felt it could have been the premise, the idea. I thought was really good. But could have been a bit,
especially
better.
With that cast too. It's a great cast.
Yeah. We're heading on for midnight, so we'll start wrapping up. Blue. Anything else you want to recommend before we wrap up?
Shogun.
Oh man, I just watched it. I've already made my notes for tomorrow. We're doing Shogun, of course, tomorrow night every Wednesday. We've got 4 episodes left: 7, 8, 9, and 10.
I'm hoping tomorrow before the stream because Gord King recommended it, but other people, that new movie Late Night with the Devil, everyone's talking about it. I
met David Dalmatian, who plays the devil, at the June premiere, and man, I mean, he's a great actor.
I'm glad he's getting the recognition he deserves. Yeah, he seems like he's starting to kind of get that boost that he should have had years ago. Yeah,
he's been around for quite a while, but
first time I saw him was in The Dark Knight, where he was one of Joker's henchmen.
So he's not going to talk. When Harvey Dent had a gun to his head, and and then
one of the most visceral death scenes in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh man,
he gets like karate chopped to the back of the neck, and his like head's all like collapsed. He's like coughing up blood out of his eyes and nose.
Next, actually, my kid told me I think it's actually streaming, which is weird because it came out in theaters, but apparently
it'll be streaming in like about a few weeks or a month or something.
Something, but let me check because I heard.
Yeah, these movies, these Shudder. I mean, I think this movie was supposed to be streaming, but probably because it's so good, they thought it could have like a limited theatrical run. It's probably usually what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a good sign when a movie is supposed to be in theaters and they decide it's going to be best on streaming. It is a good sign when a movie's supposed to be on streaming and they decide, you know what, we're going to put it in theaters. That's a good sign. So
here's Late Night with the Devil. Yeah, I'm guessing it's The Devil Presents, a sort of 70s TV show by the looks of things. And this looks like the girl from The Exorcist. But yeah, well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this one next week.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because it was recommended by.
I might not be here next week.
Oh yeah, you're away. You're away, aren't you?
Well, I'll be heading back around Tuesday, so I don't know if I'll be here. Like, if I'm here Tuesday afternoon, you guys are on the air. I'll pop in. If I'm still on the road or decide to stay an extra day, deal with it.
Damn, man, look at that.
I don't think that seems spoilery. That seems like a spoilery still image right there. I don't.
That's not from the same thing. That's from something called H.
Oh, okay. HOA. I do hate HOAs.
Has anyone seen this show?
No. Is it a show or a movie?
No. And look at David Dalmatian. It's I think it's a
wow.
It's an episode of Miracle Workers.
Huh.
Is Miracle Workers like a David Wayne directed this? Ooh, I'm into it. David Wayne, you know what he directed, right? Blue Collar. They came together.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Have a quick. So you got Daniel Radcliffe in there, Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah Dumont. I mean, you know.
There's David Wayne right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, that's David Dalmatian.
No, I say the last still.
That could have been the Emperor from Dune. You know, it could have been another.
I thought we were looking at because we were talking about that guy. He's in the first Dune. I was like, is that the test makeup for the Emperor or what?
I mean,
the Baron.
I do love this actor, man. I think he's so talented, he's different in everything he's in.
Yeah.
He's doing really interesting roles.
It's just so cool how, like, when you're an ugly man, you can get all kinds of roles. You know, if you're an ugly woman, you're pretty much just going to play the ugly woman. Deal with it.
Sure.
I think he's got a character, great character face. I wouldn't call him ugly.
Yeah.
Well, officially, it's April 19th. It'll be on Shudder, so it's only 17 days away.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so let's talk about it in 2 weeks then.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Fair enough.
I still support theaters, so I'll go check it out in theaters. Plus, I'm not paying for it.
I mean,
support theaters. You're ripping off theaters. You know what I mean?
I'm supporting them. I'm going there
with your free popcorn and unlimited free movies for $6 a week.
I think this movie Heavy that he did in 2013. I think this might be the one that he wrote.
Does he have earrings? Did he have 2 ear piercings in his ear?
I don't know.
That's possible.
That's what it looked like.
But yeah,
remember Rosemary's Baby? Rosemary's Baby, where she realizes that her old neighbor has his ears pierced. She sees his.
I forgot he was this guy in Blade Runner.
Yeah. He has one of the most. It's real quick, but dude, it's one of the most violent death scenes I've ever seen.
I wasn't blown away by that film, and a lot of people liked it, but I was like, this looks great, but it
definitely has mixed reviews. Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is Villeneuve, whatever his name is, he's just, his films are good, but they're cold, calculated. They're not very. There's no heart to them. Which for something like Blade Runner, dystopian future, I mean, you could argue it works, but I like Blade Runner 2049. I like both of them a lot. I know some people don't like the first one and like the second one. Some people like the first one, don't like the second one.
I love Late Night with the Devil. Great fun, says Smilex. I feel like we need to see this film and discuss it. Yeah, we'll pick it up when it's out on streaming, so the chat can join in. All right. Well, let's begin to wrap up, gentlemen, because I've got universes to conquer. I'll be playing Masters of Orion shortly after this. to try and complete my conquest of the galaxy, and it's looking pretty pink at the moment because all my systems that I conquer are pink for some reason.
On Godzilla, come on.
Yeah, so absolutely, I'm embracing the Godzilla spiky theme. Stupenzo, you got anything you want to plug, buddy?
Stupenzo will be watching MacGruber after this on Blue Collar Losers channel. Followed by that, he will be talking about Scavenger's Reign, episode 4 on Diabolical Souls.
You killed those kids. You tried to kill those kids, Jinx. You should be scrapped.
I am friends. Jinx love Joaquin.
Oh, that's what we deal with.
Also tomorrow, we're gonna be watching Three Ninjas. Full commentary track for Three Ninjas. So check it out.
Wow.
I can't do this shit anymore, guys. It's stupid. Doing a whole stream like that is like daunting.
Keep going, man. That was good.
No. It's cringe, boys. No, but tomorrow will be full unedited commentary track for Three Ninjas, famous 90s kids movies you probably heard and seen. And then Thursday, I'll be on the 8750 podcast with Vex and Yeti Yef on Spotify.
And Gooch asked, he talked about watching Cyberpunk.
Oh, right. I'm not going to be. Yeah, you could be on that. I'm not going to be on the that. I'm taking Thursdays off for a while. Also, I will be going out of town. So I'm hoping to get this Renfield video out Monday. It's looking like if it does, that's a miracle. And if it doesn't come out next Monday, it'll come out the following Monday, which is like the exact year release. So yeah, I mean, the thing is I could rush it out and get it out by Monday, but I feel like you guys would rather if I made it, better, good. So
sure.
I'll try to, I might work on it all night and tomorrow and Thursday and a bit of Friday. But like I said, I also got to pack and get ready and buy camping supplies and all this other crap. So we'll see.
So don't forget to check out MacGruber if you're staying up.
I can't wait.
40 minutes to watch it.
This is the actor who played that role in that series Last Man on Earth. I quite like that show.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fantastic.
I like it when he's got all the footballs in that little cafe that he goes to, and he's named them all, and that's where he goes for his therapy. And hey Jerry, what's that, Bob? And he'll sort of talk to them.
Dude, Will Arnett is also great, or is it Will Forte?
I don't think I've seen this movie, guys.
I always confuse the two Wills.
Yeah, check out
Will Forte and Will Arnett are both in a great movie called The Brother Solomon.
This was my favorite SNL movie because it's obviously a MacGyver ripoff, and I thought it would be stupid, and no, it's hilarious. I was shocked.
This is definitely my favorite SNL thing post Phil Hartman. So yeah,
the late great Phil Hartman.
That was like the magic time. That's when I grew up watching Saturday Night Live, when Chris Farley and David Spade and Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler and Phil Hartman were all on it. I don't think it's ever been as good as
David Spade still alive?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's around.
not for long now that you said that.
Well, thanks, man.
Jinxed him. We're gonna find out next week. He fucking died. We're gonna blame Lance.
How many of Lance's predictions come true? No, I just remember within a very short time after Farley passed, somebody else in that world went as well. I can't remember who it was. Yeah,
I think my favorite SNL movie is Coneheads, and David Spade's so funny in that one, where he's like the immigration officer's like assistant, and all he does is like talk him up and just like take credit for stuff he didn't do.
So Northern, you've got some stuff coming up. You've got you're doing a guest thing with Natalie. Yeah, wake from your stirring slumber search. Your chance to plug stuff.
Yeah, won't be till round about May anyway. But this week I'll be discussing A View to a Kill with Barbara Lawrence from B-Roll Stage, and I've already just uploaded my review of At Close Range.
Yeah, I just watched that, buddy, and it looks good. You need to work on the sound issues, obviously.
Yeah, I've just worked on the sound and I've re-uploaded it again.
Can you give me your link for your View to a Kill thing? I've been trying to find. I had it earlier.
Come on then, all right.
Just drop it now. Put it in the chat. I think you're a mod anyway, aren't you?
Get it.
It's funny because I'm I do like Roger Moore, but I liked Christopher Walken as a Bond villain. I thought Tanya Roberts was one of the, God rest her soul, was one of the worst Bond girls we ever got. And I did think Moore was too old when he did View to a Kill. He probably shouldn't have done View to a Kill. And I wasn't mad on the film as a whole. Just thought some of the action stuff in it was just pretty lame. One of the best scenes in it was when Walken goes mad and just starts killing all of his own guys. And Roger Moore was really upset that scene was in the movie. He hated it. Didn't like that. But yeah, I don't know. I've got that film is sort of, for me, with the Bonds, it's near the bottom. It's View to a Kill. Is it one of your faves, Northern?
No, it's definitely one of the weaker Roger Moore ones. I think it should have ended after Octopussy, but
he should. Yeah, Octopussy should have been his last film, and I liked Octopussy. I thought it had one of the best plots. It's a really like Stephen Burkoff playing the mad Russian who wants to conquer the West and all of that. I really enjoyed it. Something else before we go. Something else that I just want to mention is I'm quite interested in doing a little kind of section where we talk about Cold War stuff that came out in the 80s. The things that covered, like Threads. We had Threads in the UK. In America, you had The Day After. The things that covered potential nuclear war, all this kind of thing. One mini series that came out around this time, starring David Soul and Rock Hudson, of all people, was called World War III, and it was like a big, major TV event. Had a pretty big budget. Came out on VHS sometime later. 2 tapes, one of those double sets, and it took me ages to find this thing, but I've got it. Most of it is set in Alaska, and these Russian Spetsnaz commandos are going to go and capture this this pumping station, and this is when the Americans are waiting for them, and they ambush them as they come in. David Soul's commanding those forces. It's a good little mini series. I'm quite interested in reviewing and talking about that. So just putting that out there that we'll probably cover that at some point before the end of the year. I'm definitely also going to do Office Space in the not too distant future coming up.
Great movie.
On the weekend of April 14th, I'm going to be doing loads of stuff in relation to Hillsborough. It's the 15th of April. Is the Hillsborough anniversary. There are 2 major television dramas about that subject. One of them is called Anne, based on the true story of Anne Williams, that you can watch on ITVX and I think a couple of other places. It's 4 parts, nice and short for Enzo, especially. It's a very, very good true story drama. The other film that you can see is just called Hillsborough, and that is written by Jimmy McGovern, and that movie was what led me to writing my very first play, which is coming out in a couple of weeks. There it is, and Stepenzo helped me with that cover. So I've got a dummy copy of it coming to my house fairly soon. So definitely going to do a dystopian kind of 1980s Cold War movies and stuff around one particular weekend. There's another film called The Package with Gene Hackman, kind of comes under that category. That's another one I want to cover if I make it that long. So quite a few things coming up. I think that's it then. That's probably all I've got to say. Anybody got anything else they want to plug or anything?
Lance, just I know so much. Rest in peace for Louis Gossett Jr.
Oh man, yeah, damn, we should have mentioned him at the beginning.
So much goes on, man. We forget. I was like, just one thing I'm forgetting. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I'm glad you mentioned that. And we know how much Enzo likes me talking about people that have recently deceased.
Maybe next week we'll just go a bunch of stills because Diggstown, Enemy Mine. Come on, it's
Toy Soldiers,
Iron Eagle. Come on.
Well, funnily enough, I do want to do an episode on Enemy Mine.
Yeah,
which is movie. I saw that at the cinema with my very first girlfriend. Yeah, what a great actor, man, and very well liked in the industry. I can tell you that now. I've never heard a bad story about him. I've heard loads of good ones. Yeah. And he was fantastic. Don't think I've seen this movie, The White Dawn. Has anyone seen that? With Timothy Bottoms and Warren Oates.
Never heard of it. No.
Must be some sort of Alaskan, huskies and going to the North Pole, something like that. I mean, this man's been in the industry like for 5 or 6 decades. All the stories he must have had. What a great interview he would have been if we could have interviewed him.
Yeah, I'm
CCH Pounder is another woman I would love to interview. She's one of my favorite character actors.
At some point, definitely for my rewatch, I want to put Diggstown. I love that movie. I think he's so great in Diggstown.
There is with James Wood. Midnight Sting. That was a pretty good little film. Don't know if everyone's seen that. I really liked him in Enemy Mine because you just couldn't recognize him. So, but he just did so much with that character.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. But I think he had a pretty good innings. Wasn't he in his 90s?
I thought he was 78.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Okay. But still, man, it's still pretty good life.
Man. Well, there you go. There he is in Roots with Geordie LaForge. And two future Star Trek Commander.
Good point. Nice.
Commander LaForge and oh my God, why can't I remember his name? Captain Cisco. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So may he rest in peace. What an awesome man. Fantastic career. All right. Well, I think that's probably it for us.
See you tomorrow.
Another vote for Octopussy there. No, come on. The best Roger Moore film is The Spy Who Loved Me. Without doubt. That's definitely the best Roger Moore. All right, that's it from us, guys. So on that note, we're going to let the Muppets take us out. We'll see you again next Tuesday. Don't forget, we're doing Shogun tomorrow night at 10. Me and Blue Collar will be back for that one. Northern, will you be on with us again for that?
Yeah, I'll be on.
Fantastic. Okay, don't forget to take the coffee beforehand. We'll see you all again tomorrow, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Don't forget to check out the other videos and things. And we'll see you all again real soon.
Shotgun and a can of bass. Pensacola feeling I got something to say. I'm gonna save the world. I'm gonna save it today. Oh yeah. Let's go save the world, boys. Grab your guns and your ammo. What's that? We're out of ammo? Flamethrowers will do. Do nicely. There.